Welcome to another exciting episode of Musa and Show. Here is what we have today.
Sanibona, kule video namuhla kunezinto engifisa sizichaze concerning i-budget, ama-political parties are involved kuyo i-budget, especially lawa ku-coalition e-GNU. Futhi ngithatha isinqumo sokwenza le video ngoba ngifuna masikhuluma ngale zinto noma silalela ama-politicians wethu esitshela ngale zinto singasebenzisi ama-emotions, singasebenzisi imizwa, kodwa sireasone beyond ama-emotions. Kuningi kakhulu okukhulunyiwe kusuka ngomhla ka-20 kuFebruary ngesikhathi ihlehliswa i-budget yangabika i-budget speech yaze ukukhulunywa ngomhla ka-12 kuMarch 2025. So ngifuna ke sibuyele nje emuva sithole ukuthi i-budget le ihlehla ngasiphi isizathu. Ngifisa kodwa sibheke okuyiqiniso nokungamanga ngoba iningi propaganda kakhulukazi ngalo daba le-budget. Futhi engifuna ukukubeka kucace kukodwa la ukuthi njengoba kuyi-coalition government, i-budget ethulwayo ithulelwa abantu akusiye ANC, eye-coalition government, i-budget ye-coalition government, i-budget erepresenta wonke ama-political parties akhona noma ayingxenye ye-GNU. Ngicela uzwe la.
It's something that is unprecedented, but I do think it is correct that when such situations happen, we need to collectively think on the best way forward. And I guess it was correct that we are informed, even though late, that this is the situation.
We must all know that this is unprecedented, and this is not a practice that we want to set for this parliament. It is going to be your legacy, Speaker, that during your tenure, Parliament could not debate and adopt budget. We are saying to you, you are denying this body an opportunity to be receiving a budget, debate it, accept it, or reject it. You are now subjecting the budget of South Africa to party politics when the budget is supposed to be above party politics.
This day is actually quite a shocker. We are really shocked. This is in the past 30 years, to have a day like this is a serious indication of the crisis that this country is facing. This country has got no leadership. This is what we are facing. We are saying, if we say we have democracy, let democracy come and exercise itself here. This is the theater of politics. Let the Minister of Finance come and say whatever I wanted to say.
Le video qeda kuyibona yangomhla ka-20 kuFebruary 2025 lapho khona kwenzeka into eyayiqala ukwenzeka emlandweni walezwe lase-South Africa. Akukaze kwenze kwathiwa liyahlehliswa usuku ukuthulwa ngale budget, kodwa ngalelanga liyahlehliswa ngoba ama-parties lawa afoma i-coalition engavumelani ne-proposal ka-minister.
Well, the postponement of budget today has rendered Parliament useless. It has got no authority because budget, whether you agree on it or not, you must bring it here so that it can be debated and ultimately adopted. So there is no government, because if you don't adopt budget, it's clear the government has collapsed. Today we have witnessed the government of national unity, a coalition, grand coalition of DA and ANC collapsing in front of South Africa, something that we said to all of you that it will not last. We will never agree to increase of 2% on VAT from 15% to 17%. And that's why they are scared to come here, because it will be rejected.
So that was discussed, 2% increase on VAT, sir?
It is on the budget proposal that was withdrawn, that he wants to increase the VAT from 15 to 17%. And that is where the fundamental disagreements are. And we said, bring it here. Let the people of South Africa hear what is the actual disagreement.
UCIC la usivezela ukuthi izihlehla ibudget kwakukhona ukungavumelani phakathi kwe-DA ne-ANC kubanga indaba yokukhushulwa kwe-VAT ngo-2%. Siphinde sicaphe namanye amavidiyo.
But the fact of the matter is, we've been saying to them for weeks that we cannot stand for overburdening the South African taxpayer, the South African citizen, and a 2% hike is inconceivable. So the mere fact that Treasury has been working full out to come up with a proposed budget that includes a 2% tax hike is a failure of the ANC to listen to their partners in the ANC.
So a failure.
Listen to their partners in the GNU.
Dr. Becky lo we-DA le video mhlambe yakhishwa ngomhla ka-21 nomhla ka-22 lapho khona iNewsroom Africa yam-contact ukuze ukuthi ngokwesayidini le-DA kungani bengavumelananga ne-ANC kwaze kwaholela ekuthenini ehlehliswe ibudget. Uyachaza ukuthi bona njenge-DA ngeke bavume ukubukela i-ANC ithwesa umthwalo kubantu base-South Africa kwi-economy nje kubantu laba ekuthiwa bayasokola.
The opposition in Parliament, the MK Party, EFF, they are saying that at least what should have happened today is that the Finance Minister present the budget and then members of Parliament debate it about whether or not it is acceptable. How do you respond to that?
I think there's nothing wrong with the parliamentary process working as it should and the minister presenting a unified government's budget. But the EFF and MK should only participate in that process once the government has come up with a unified approach, which the ANC has failed to deliver here. They simply did not listen to their partners, as they often seem to try to do. They try to railroad their partners to keep implementing their dated national democratic revolution. And now we've resulted in this situation. I think there's still a role for the EFF and MK to play once a coherent budget is proposed. But to be quite frank, a 2% VAT increase was never going to be workable, and it had to be stopped even before the point where the ANC and MK might try and intervene.
Akubeka kucace la Dr. Beck ukuthi i-ANC ihlulekile ukulalela ama-partners wayo okungukuthi amanye ama-political parties not i-DA kuphela abewa opposa le 2% VAT. Shuthi ama-parties lapha ku-GNU bewangavumelani nokuthi akhushule i-VAT ngo-2%. So i-ANC kodwa yaqhubeka ya-insist ekuthenini cha ayikhuphuke le VAT ngo-2%. Uthi uXoli ama-parties anjenge-EFF ne-MK athe ibudget ayithule. Uthi uMark no i-minister afuna athule ibudget a-unified budget ushuthi erepresenta i-coalition. Manje ke fanele siyinqande ngoba lento eyenzekayo ihlelo le-ANC akulona ele GNU. Ngakho kufanele inqandwe ingaze kuthiwa nje oppose i-EFF ne-MK. Cha asiyinqande thina noma kwathina asivumelani nayo.
Then the VAT issue comes. The day when we had to vote for VAT, the finance minister. That time, the DA's got a deputy minister of finance there, so he sees everything. We see nothing. We don't have a deputy minister of finance, so when they put it together, they know what they're putting together because he's the deputy minister of finance, Sarupen. I'm not a deputy minister of finance. I don't know what's happening there. The finance minister walks in. He says, gentlemen, we need to have 2% VAT increase. It wasn't even me, to tell you the truth. It was Ramkhopa, the electricity minister, that said, never. I'm telling you the truth. Ramkhopa spoke first. The second person to speak was Kubai, the Minister of Justice, said never. I think I was the third or fourth person to speak. John Tennyson was the fifth person to speak. We all spoke about against VAT. What happened then? I said, no, I can't agree. My people are poor. I want two changes here. VAT should be removed. That's what I said. I said that. Ramkhopa said that. It's not PA. Ramkhopa said it first, before me. Ramkhopa, the electricity minister, was the first one to speak. The first. He was angry about VAT, that man. Kubai was the second. She was angry about VAT. The deputy president was the chairperson. Long story short, everybody was against VAT. There were some people that was for VAT. There were some people. Next moment, they then said, no, we have to vote for the budget. Because if we vote for the budget, we have to vote for the budget now. We've got 20 minutes left. We will then talk about the other stuff. I said, me, I'm not voting. I go out, I phone Eugene. I said, Eugene, you guys check me what the constitution says. Can this thing be postponed? Because they said it can't be. Eugene comes back, he says, yes, it can be postponed. I went back, the DP says, no, he already has, the deputy president said he already has that information. We postponed it because we are not happy. We are fighting for it because it's 2 percentage points. I'm giving you all the facts, step by step. 2 percentage point rate. We can't have that. We start negotiating. The finance minister says to me, Mackenzie, you've been fighting for the teachers. I've been fighting for the teachers of the Western Cape that lost their jobs. And 29,000 more is going to lose their jobs. He says, this will sort that problem out. This is the amount we will do. He says, you say, Abahambe. That's what you've been fighting for. I said, yes. He gives the most money to Leon Schreiber to digitalize that system, to digitize that system. Abahambe. Leon Schreiber of the DA came to me. And if he says I'm lying, me and him must both go on a lie detector test publicly. I'm willing to do that. He says, help me fight so I can get digitized, the system digitized, so we can stop illegal foreigners coming in and make our borders safer. He comes to me. I said, salute, Minister, let's do this. The finance minister include all of that. We are fighting. We're landing at 1%. No, so we're still at 2%. The DA writes a letter. The ANC, you must bring that letter out. They write the letter. The president spoke about it already. I can't lie with the name of the president. The finance minister spoke about it. I can't lie with something that they have confirmed. They say, the DA said, we will accept this 2% VAT increase. Only if you can scrap the NHI, the National Health Insurance, for poor people. The NHI is for poor people. The NHI is for poor people. Listen to me. People that can't afford medical aid. They say you must scrap that. For poor people. They said you must scrap Bella. The president said, I can't do that. The president said, I can't do that. I can't do that. Giving you the facts. Because I'm going to tell you something after this live that will shock some of you.
Nansi ke le propaganda engithi fanele siyilungise ngoba kuspreadeka yona. Siyayazi ukuthi DA yimbi ngendlela abasho ngayo kodwa engaqanjelwa amanga. Simzwile uDr Mark kusuka ekuqaleni ikhulunywa indaba iDA beyithi no VAT at all. Le 2% abayivumi. Kodwa manje ogate ukuze bavikele isenzo sabo sokuvota neANC bafuna ukupaint iDA ibe scapegoat ukuthi na abantu ababinabi iDA yembi kodwa iDA eme ekuthenini ayisupport indaba othi kukhushula iVAT kwaze kwasekugcineni. Asiqhubeke sicapheleni ivideo.
How you feel now? I mean, you obviously knew a lot of this going in. You couldn't tell us at the time. Now that it's there and in the public domain, what do you think?
Well, I just think, I think that we don't need a VAT increase in South Africa. And I think by burdening our citizens with a cumulative 1%, 0.5% this year, 0.5% next year, in the absence of actually putting on the table some of the big, bold things that need to be done to be able to clear the decks, getting rid of some of the legislative things that are holding investment back in South Africa, some of the big things like concessioning the Cape Town port and the other things, I think that it's wrong. And we went into this budget putting a very clear position on the table that we were opposed to VAT. We went into the election saying we were opposed to VAT. However, we were willing to look at some compromises, but the compromises were clearly not able to be made from the other side, and therefore we are not in a position to support this budget. As we sit today, this budget it's a 39% budget, and it's very, very clear that it's a long way from getting over the line. But we remain open. The first vote on a budget will take place on the 2nd of April when the fiscal framework is tabled. Thereafter, the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill, and thereafter that, the DORA. We are open, we're willing to talk, we're willing to have a discussion, but it has to be a discussion based where the DA actually gets something of what it wants out of the process as well.
Well, some would say, sometimes you can compromise and you can negotiate a settlement. This seems like a red line, an absolute red line, an unreachable goal. It's either or. So how are you going to build consensus in that environment where there doesn't seem to be any wiggle room?
I don't think that there's no wiggle room. I just think that there needs to be a realization by all parties in the coalition that none of them have a majority, and that you do have to make compromises sometimes, as we have on the cabinet seats, as we have on committee chairs, as we have on Bella, as we have on minimum wage. It's also then time for other parties in the coalition to accept that they occasionally need to make a concession so that we walk away with something that's important to our voters and to the people that elected us. And who look to us and say, but why are you in this coalition if you keep having to make the compromises and you get nothing out of it? That's not our coalition's work. It's not our budget's work. And we saw that in Germany. We're seeing the same thing play out in Japan. There is budget politics that happens, and that this is the new era that we're in South Africa. As I've said, I think that if we can get a deal on the table, we can come back on the 2nd of April, we can pass the fiscal framework with a majority.
What does a deal look like?
Well, a deal looks like perhaps a mix of what we've seen today, but also including some of the bigger concessions that we wanted. A relook, for instance, at the Expropriation Act, which is...
Uyabona ke njengoba ngikudlalela le video after uminister sekayithulile ibudget yesibili ngomhla ka12 lathi khona izokhuphuka ngo-0.5 iVAT kulonyaka, then ikhuphuke ngo-0.5 kunyaka ozayo ezokwenza 16%. iVAT izokhuphuka ibe u-16%. La uSteneisen usaqhubeka lapha ekuthenini bona abayisupport iVAT, kodwa they are willing to compromise. Kodwa i-ANC funeka i-revise ama-laws, i-Expropriation Act, not wonke ama-laws. So ngifuna ukuthi siyiqaphele le nto le ngoba uzule laba basenza indaba ye-NHI ne-Bella Bill, of which ayisho noma i-DA uHelen Zille esho ukuthi i-NHI iyingxenye yebudget, kodwa into ehamba phambili kubo expropriation bill, khumbula phela ukuthi umhlaba usezandleni zabo, ingakho ehamba phambili. Kodwa ngifisa ke sazi ukuthi i-DA imelene nento ye-VAT, yathi ku-ANC uma ANC ngempela nifuna sivote nani buyekezani lemthetho. Uma ke umuntu ocabangayo ukuba i-ANC beyikhathalela abantu so called abahluphekayo ngokusho kwabo, mayikhathalela abantu base South Africa, ibizo sibuka isinqumo sokuthi kunokuthi sihlehlisa imithetho ezobenefit abantu base South Africa. No, asingayikhuphuli iVAT ngoba i-DA ayisho ukuthi akungakhushuli iVAT phela. Akhona amanye ama-means abathi asikhatheni lokhu, asenzeni lokhu ukuze sikwazi ukuthola ama-revenues esiwafunayo. Kodwa i-ANC wathi ufikile embalula, they don't believe in cutting. So ngizama ukuthi ke la angidefendi yona i-DA, kodwa asingapainti i-DA ngopendo kungesiyo wayo. Cha, ama-parties la acindezele abantu laba kuthiwa basokole bamele bona, athi akukhuphuka izinto ngokukhuphuka kwe-VAT, yilabo babona kwi-screen bebambisene ne-ANC ngoba i-DA ivote against ukukhushulwa kwe-VAT. So ekugcineni kosuku uma ubheka-ke i-DA yimbi, ibinama-demands, futhi uminister uthe iletha i-DA isende njengoba sekukhona le 1%, 0.5 kulonyaka, 0.5 kulonyaka ozayo. So abangasidlala ingqondo sopolitiki, yingakho ngithe angenza ivideo sike sizichaze lezi zinto ukuthi i-DA yes iwenzile ama-demand, kodwa bekuyile 0.5 this year, 0.5 next year, not to 2%, not to 2%. So bengifuna ukukleara le propaganda esiphushwa nge-DA. Noma i-DA ingaba yimbi kangakanani, noma i-DA ingaba yimbi kangakanani, kodwa i-DA ayikazi yasupport ukuthi akukhushulwe iVAT. I-DA was willing to compromise uma i-ANC izovuma kuriveswa ama-laws nama-policies abaqeda kwaphasisa.
I think if the government took the time to look at the Statistician General report that he released on the 28th of January, we would have known that the situation is so fluid, is so slippery, that whatever policies we had to design and think about should have been informed by that document of income and expenditure survey and those that appeared before it. But we have been ignoring all this all the time. So yesterday was just a culmination of the processes of avoidance of the critical issues of the National Treasury budget. The Minister of Finance statement must be about the impacts of the policies, not the inputs such as how much money we are going to spend and so on. It must be on the impact that poverty in its multidimensional forms, unemployment in all its consequences. Using this budget instrument, we will actually achieve the following unemployment levels, we shall achieve the following poverty levels, which this budget will reduce. You don't find that in the budget speech. And to the extent that we don't do that, we can't expect any better. And for the longest time, the Red Book of the Treasury has always talked about GDP growth, debt to GDP ratios, and all those things that are not indicators of the key priorities of dealing with unemployment, poverty, and inequality. I think when this budget comes, it must raise those three things and it must show future-proof, not foolproof, because foolproof is something of the past, but future-proof. And that future-proof must be based on system design and design thinking and critically modeling using the data sets that we have in the country. At the moment, we don't know.
Dr. Padele Khutla lo seske samcaphune khathini eyiningi ekhuluma ngebudget ekhuluma nge-unemployment rate cause umuntu owazi kakhulu ngama-statistics. So ya kunezinto ezibalulekile ayishoyo. So asingabribwa yila bantu laba futhi simcaphunile nomqondisi esho ukuthi i-economic growth yenziwa njani kwamanye amavili adlulile. Ngiyamcaphuna nje namanje ngoba ngiyazizwa ukuthi nazi izinto efana ngabe kukhulunywa ngazo. Yazi kube kuthiwa ihlehlile ibudget kudiscusswa lezi zinto ngabe kungcono. Kudiscuss indlela ukuthi siya kanjani phambili. Manje abanye bafuna ukufika la bazozidefenda bathi hayi no i-DA ye wrong thina si right hayi thina sivote ne-ANC ngoba izokhuphuka ngo-0.5 ngapha lesikhathi le futhi amanga wabo labantu.
Well, the budget is an instrument that does not only facilitate, but guarantees economic development. It is an instrument and a lever that government should use. But government has surrendered its responsibilities on matters of economic development, largely to the private sector. The private sector came to government in 2020 and said, these are the targets we'll achieve. The government ignored them because they don't have instruments of power to exercise that leverage. And until we go back to what private sector came to government with on the targets, and targets that are achievable, because we modeled those targets ourselves outside business. And we showed the path and we showed what policies should come in what combination to achieve similar targets that the private sector brought to the table. The coincidence of targets between Indula Mete and the private sector, it's clearly showing that it is possible for South Africa to go somewhere. Government didn't have targets in 2020. The only target that was there from the Treasury was 2.3% growth, 1 million jobs in 10 years. As for government, it had nothing. As for the agency itself, as a leader of society, it had nothing. So you have a system that doesn't have the capacity to plan and organize. So we are faced with the same vacuum of planning. The targets that the business came in with in 2020 and the targets that Indula Mete came in 2018 are a spitting distance from each other. The ingredients for planning and doing better are already there on the table. It's for government to lead.
Ayike bengithe nje ngimcaphuna kokugcina ngoba le nkulumo yakhe ngizwe interesting kakhulu kimi. Ngoba mangimlalela kusho ukuthi into eshoda government i-political will, ukuthi are they willing na to deal with the poverty, unemployment and inequality. Ngoba njengoba esho nje uDr Balile Hutla ukuthi kunama-systems i-private sector yawapresenta ku-government and ama-systems wakhona are-achievable. Kodwa-ke government u-ANC njengoba sazi ukuthi wenza izinto ngendlela bona abafuna ukwenza izinto ngayo, noma bengamlalelanga omunye umuntu, yingakho bebenenkinga nama-partners wawo kwi-coalition government. Bengithi angikulethe le video sisothe out le propaganda khona nge-DA. I-DA ayikazi support i-2% VAT. I-DA was willing to support i-1% ewu-0.5 this year, 0.5 next year, if i-ANC will relook indaba ye-Expropriation Act mhlambe ne-NHI. Kodwa i-DA imile ekuthenini there should be no VAT. If ANC is insisting endabeni yokuthi akube ne-VAT, ANC ayibheke lokho. So ekugcineni kosuku kube isinqumo se-ANC ukuthi akukhuphuke i-VAT, yasupportwa ilabantu ababona la. Ngenzela ukuthi uma edlula umhla ka-1 la isocaciseleka khona, ngoba kodwa izinto ama-price ayaqala ayashintsha. Umuntu uyabona ama-price ayaqala ayashintsha, kuzobe sekuconfirmed ngomhla ka-1. Usitshelile lo we-Rise Mzansi ukuthi hayi i-temporary. Kodwa nje ukukhuphuka kwezinto funeka sazi ukuthi abantu abasicindezele yilaba bebambisane ne-ANC, labo babona la ku-screen sakho. Mina nawe sidibane kwi-video elandelayo. Ungakhohlwa ukusubscribe, ushare, ucomment.